Yo, mic check 1 2 1 2. This is the Day and Night Podcast. Thank y'all for tuning back in. I'm your boy Freshman Feek.
I'm your boy Cody the Collector, and we have our special guest appearance over here called Wonka Brody.
What they do, Wonka?
Hey, what's up? My name's Jonathan. Glad to be here. All my friends call me Wonka or Wonka Brody.
Got the #1 salesman in the state.
Yeah, just steady here, doing my thing during a pandemic, but thank God all is good, can't complain.
So how has the pandemic really affected, obviously, I sell cars too, but like you sell, luxury cars. How has it affected the luxury industry?
Well, it's definitely slowed down a bit, but we were like very busy before, so, thankfully it's still, everything, all is still well.
That's good. That's good. Did you see any people spending their stimulus money on additives and upgrading their purchases or anything like that?
Not necessarily that, but something kind of related to that would be just the market's a little bit more incentivized.
Right.
So some people that are still working or able to afford to get a car.
Okay.
They're basically being opportunists and taking advantage of the extra incentives with market adjustments, deflation, things like that.
That's a good point. Yeah.
But especially the pre-owned car business, which I work with too.
Yeah.
That actually was booming for a long time just because of market adjustments and things of that nature. So.
I like that. Now, have you personally adjusted to 2020 is a wrap. We're going into 2021. Everybody thought, 2020 is going to be a wash year. We throw it away. 2021, we're about to bounce back.
Right.
But the way it looks, it's just going to be a slight continuation of what's going on, maybe slight upward trend of things getting better. Do you have any goals for 2021 or a special outlook that you have on this next summer year?
That's actually a great question. Yeah, pretty much just steady moving forward and just pretty much adjusting to the bit of the change with the market. But yeah, my new goals for the year have not changed. Steady moving forward, taking it to the next level with a new, better opportunity, and just continuing to move on up.
Yeah, sometimes I don't like when people say, "Oh, 2021, this is when I'm going to start doing this," or but they'll say this in December 15th. If that's how you feel, why don't you start doing what you need to do right now? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. That's a good point. What comes to mind with that is pretty much, for sure. You always want to, stay steady and move forward. But right. I am excited about the new year every year because, new year, somewhat of a new goal. It is, somewhat of a measurement, So I am excited about the new year. Every new year, I'm pretty much, closing out the year, and starting a new one. So I'm just ready to, like I said, just continue and take it to the next level.
Keep kicking that can up the road.
Yep. Always have something to look forward to. Every year there's something different, pretty much.
That's what's up. Cool. What about you, Cody? What are you thinking about this year?
I'm just trying to get promoted by middle of the year.
Okay.
I need to get promoted to get to the next level.
Right.
I'm already dominant selling cars. I know how to do that. I want to get to the next level. If I don't end up getting to that level, then we're gonna have to kind of figure out something.
Stick and move, bob and weave.
So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, main thing is just get promoted and move up the ladder. Stack up more money, buy property. And just meet new friends, meet new people, be more open-minded.
That's dope.
Things like that sort. Maybe get a couple push-ups and some exercise in there.
There we go. Yeah, the ladies love that. I'm already knowing, man. Well, listen, y'all.
What about you, Feek Deuce?
Oh, yeah. For me, we know it. I'm trying to stay in shape. One of my biggest goals this year is to actually start meal prepping, but stick to it. I got to cut out all the junk food. I got to cut out all the Jack in the Box drive-throughs. So for me, it's not even a matter of what I like to eat, what I don't like to eat. It's a matter of convenience. I find it more convenient to just hop in my car, go to a drive-through than to meal prep and cook.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Convenience has value for sure, but hopefully, you can stay disciplined this time around because I know you got that in mind now. So.
Yeah, 100%. So that's one of my biggest goals. And my second goal that I want to do is I want to read a book of knowledge every month. Either read it or listen to it on Audible. That's a plug. Audible, send me a check. So I'll either listen to books, learn something new, meet new people, like Cody said. But definitely, keep adding to my Rolodex of knowledge in my brain. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
100%.
Well, yeah, let's get it started off. Nothing's really kind of happened in the news recently. Same thing, I think like 100,000 people died of COVID, probably. And I know hospitals are overpacked. But other than that, it's the same thing.
Same old,
the vaccine's being rolled out. The new presidency is going to be coming into our new president, the end of January.
Right.
Lakers are doing pretty good. I think that they're going to, obviously get their championship going. The last game they closed it out strong. I mean, they have a strong team. I mean, they're gonna get back to back. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Yeah.
But I just want to start off. I
Wait, I have a question for y'all.
What's your question?
Do you think it's funny how they, or it might just me what I'm noticing? Like, do you think it's funny how they have certain people take the vaccine on camera, like almost to convince everybody else
to try and
like they had Biden do
promote it,
and I don't know. How do you feel about that, Wonka?
I actually feel that I feel about that. What comes to mind is just the whole conspiracy, and they're pretty much or whatever. Some people think it's a scamdemic or a conspiracy, or maybe somewhat falsified information for the media or whatever the agenda is. Regardless of all the political whatever side you want to take.
Yeah.
The simple fact is they're acknowledging it by broadcasting it, so they are acknowledging some concern in the society.
Yeah.
And that's what I think. So
yeah, we'll see how it goes, man. But once y'all take the vaccine, let me know how it is. I'm gonna study y'all.
Let me know if you have 3 ears, 2 noses.
Yeah.
Let me know
how it goes.
So gotta start off with a good one. Would you rather be married to a 10 with a bad personality or a 6 with a good personality?
That's a good one.
Oh, I'm starting it off?
I could start it off.
Let's see, Wonka Brody. What are your thoughts on that?
So, honestly, it depends. But based on how you worded that question specifically, loyalty is pretty much everything to me. That's number one. And I'm very interested in having an attractive woman.
Right.
I mean, who wouldn't woman mind an attractive partner?
Yeah.
So with that being said, as long as there's loyalty, I can see myself dealing with a feisty attitude and getting a dime, as you call it.
So a dime show with a bad personality, who cares? Because they're loyal to you?
Yeah, exactly.
Now, from a 6, how big of a drop-off is a 10 to a 6 in y'all perception?
That's a significant difference. That's that can be, to say the least.
You think so? What about you? You think
that's really like having small lips, small body parts.
Body part.
To say the least.
Like it's a dismembered person.
To say the least.
Yeah,
I would say 6 is I'm trying to be politically correct, but I would say if I rate there you go. If I were to rate anything a 6, I would consider that below average for sure.
Okay.
So do you consider yourself a 6?
Not at all.
I said I'm high on the Richter scale, baby.
What do you rate yourself?
Me?
Both of you.
I rate myself like a good 9.374.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be like cocky and say 10. You know what I mean?
So you're 9.374.
9.374. Solid.
What about you?
I don't rate myself, but overall, I would say I'm a 20 out of 10.
Hey,
oh wow!
Double the charge.
No, I don't. That was just a joke. I don't rate myself.
What about you, Cody?
I think I'm a 9.5.
9.5.
I think if I had a really, really ripped body, I'd have that extra 0.5 in there.
Right.
But incorporating like what I have to bring to the table, my personality, my good looks, and
Cody likes. Cody doesn't mind answering that question, but modestly speaking, I guess, of course, right, buddy?
Yeah, maybe.
Fair enough. We'll take it. But you didn't answer your question. Take a shot at it. 10 with a bad personality or 6 with an amazing personality. Married. This is marriage now.
I can't even answer that question.
Well, that's a good point because you didn't bring up marriage, but I'll still go with my first answer.
Yeah, it says married right there.
Yeah.
Still staying firm on my answer.
So you'd rather have so you'd rather have like, let's say, what so to speak, baby mama drama? Like you'd rather be stressed out and just be like, oh God, another argument, but like she's a dime show.
Well, I don't think. I guess it depends. Everything depends. I mean, the question's only so specific, but like I said, loyalty is everything to me. So perhaps she could have respect and loyalty and just have a bad attitude or spicy, feisty personality. But
yeah,
my point is, it's nothing I can't handle. That I can tell you.
Fair enough. The homie's confident in himself.
Okay.
That's cool. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. All right. I'm gonna argue for the 6 with an amazing personality. Right. We're talking about marriage.
Oh,
Marriage is supposed
you're
to
such
be
a good guy.
Marriage is supposed to be for a lifetime, right?
Yeah.
I can't be annoyed and irritated when I'm trying to go get the money. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure my wife is gonna be a worker as well. You know what I mean? Every day I come home, she's just adding stress to my life. You know what I mean? But a 6, okay, so maybe that's where I differ. I don't a 6 and a 10.
Like that's a big difference.
drop.
I think maybe a 7 to 8 with the person, But I feel like a 6 is like, just say this. That's bad.
An 8 with an amazing personality, that's wifey right there.
Yeah.
So if you want to differentiate it, 6 to 10 is a big jump. But hey, I mean, generally speaking, a 6 might still be enough to get the job done.
Yeah, I agree. No, that's so true. That's so true because they say when you fall in love with somebody, their personality,
that's true.
Look like they become more attractive.
I strongly agree with that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because then you can actually make them better looking. You can buy. You can
Cody's an opportunist.
So I think I would capitalize on the 6 out of 10 with a good personality
and inspire
them. And there's a lot of surgeries out there. There's a lot of
or you can be like a personal trainer, inspire, maybe a stylist, whatever.
Work out with her. Cody's talking about just buying her some ass and titties.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what you were getting.
Buy your happiness.
A lot of girls wouldn't mind that. I mean, if that's what you want to do, purchase your happiness by all means.
Christmas gifts, Christmas time, man. Stay in the spirit.
Yeah. All right. I mean, I feel like that would be my best. But to answer the question, I'd rather have a 6 out of 10 with a good personality and like maybe shape or mold her and to make her.
I like both.
To make her a dime shell.
I like
this guy.
I like how both of you have kind of the same standpoint, but it's also a little bit different. And I do strongly agree with both of you.
Yeah, I think so.
You on the sincere side of things, and like you said, generally speaking, for some people out there, 6 still might be good, depending on how you
how they rate themselves too. If they're a 4, a 6 is like 20% or 40%. I can't do math in my head.
How you rate yourself, but even just generally speaking, not taking yourself into account, a 6 still might be good enough to fine.
If a guy rates himself a 4. If he's pulling a 6, that's 50% increase from his standard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it sounds like as far as the rate and the number, I think we're just talking about looks because then we're comparing it to the personality. So
apples to apples, yeah.
Yeah. So
okay, I like that.
But I like Cody's idea of
shape and mold.
Shape
and mold.
To say it a little more appropriately.
Fair enough, man. That was a great would you rather, man. We have another one coming up. We have Cody. You want to read this one?
Would you rather begin every sentence with "Hey, idiot"?
Okay.
Or would you rather end every sentence with "I was just kidding"?
Every sentence. Give me an example. So every sentence. So right when you meet somebody.
So I'm gonna be like, "Hey, idiot, how was your day?" Or like, "Oh, did you have a really good day today?" No, I'm just kidding.
You know what? I'm gonna go first on this one. I would rather do the "Hey, idiot" and then what I was gonna say, because I hate people, and I used to be like this too. After every text message I send, LOL at the end of my messages. I don't like that. I feel like you're not standing by what you mean. You know what I mean? Like you say a little joke and like LOL, or you say something LOL. Like if you really meant, or JK or some shit like that. Like if you meant what you're gonna say, just let it stand on its own. That's annoying to me already. So just seeing that here, I would have to go with "Hey, idiot."
I'm kind of neutral on this one, and it's definitely a funny topic. But if I had to pick one personally, I mean, I could be silly at times, so why not just go with "just kidding"? And hey, I mean, I guess it could baffle some people because have you heard the saying? There's a little bit of truth behind every "just kidding."
That's a fact.
So depending on how you perceive it or
give us an example.
I mean, I don't really have one, but
so let's say you're at work and you're with the customer,
but I'm not gonna walk around calling everyone "Hey, idiot," although sometimes, or let's say oftentimes, I feel that way.
That's true. And the I was just kidding. That gives you cover to say some wild shit if that's what you're already gonna say. I'm just kidding.
And that's exactly kind of the way I
bolder in your approach for sales too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just charisma, really.
Because you could be going up to somebody with that's huge, big, buff. You know, like if you start off with "Hey, idiot," like they're gonna be like, "What's up?" No matter what you say.
I'm thinking things like that too, but also like the whole just kidding part. I mean, it can just be charismatic. You can be funny. You can be silly.
Right.
You can be sarcastic. So you really, I would go that route personally.
Okay, Cody.
Let's say, let's say you're at work and you're like, oh, so this is gonna be your monthly payment's gonna be around $350. I'm just kidding.
I'm just kidding. It's gonna be higher now.
Yeah, So how would that work? You could be like, hey, idiot, your monthly payment's gonna be $300. Well, hey,
I mean, it's always nice to move forward and have some great news. So I mean,
just kidding.
If I had,
how you could solve that? You could say, hey, your payments are gonna be $500. Haha, just kidding, and then write down their actual payment and just slide it.
Yeah, after you give them that VIP Johnathon Olvera discount, you know what I'm saying? That Russell Westbrook difference.
Okay. I like that.
I just feel like when you say haha, just kidding, no one's going to take you serious. No matter what you say, they can be like, oh, I really love you. I'm just kidding.
There's no right answer for this one. Like either way.
Because you can say, hey, idiot, I love you. I guess it would sound more.
You lost that 10 that you were trying to say from earlier.
Exactly.
Well, I would just say you can always, work things out smoothly with the just kidding. It's a little bit easier to work out, whereas you can definitely pick a fight with "Hey, idiot," or get yourself into a problem.
Yeah, I guess so.
Or just hurt someone's feelings.
Hey, idiot. Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I guess. So, what's your answer?
Short?
Yeah.
I would say, hey, idiot.
Really?
Every time I have to say
Why?
I like the honesty.
Hey, idiot. Hey, because you can finesse that into just being joyful, even if it's somebody that you don't know. Like if it's somebody I'm just meeting right now, like, hey, idiot, those shoes are whack. But how you doing though?
I guess you can do a hey, idiot, but
maybe with people I know, like my friends.
Yeah, with
maybe
strangers.
Not my family, but my friends.
Yeah, or you could just like speed through it, like, hey, idiot, so how you doing today? You know what I mean? Like you don't have to enunciate as loud as you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I guess, but okay, let's say you're in a relationship with somebody and you're like, oh, hey, idiot, I really love you. Or like, hey, I just feel like I actually, I can see where you're coming from.
You know what I mean? You can finesse
because you can finesse it afterwards.
But we're stretching this too long, so hey, idiot, we're gonna move on.
Okay.
The next one, all right? Here we go. So the next one.
Hit us with the next one.
Would you rather be in jail for a year or lose a year off your life?
This one, I'll just speak up if you don't mind. This one to me is very easy. I'd easily rather shave off a year of my life. No problem.
Really? Then go. Wow.
A year out of how many years I potentially live is a year, no big deal to me.
That's a good point. Now, what if...
But why? Okay, so tell me why.
Because I don't want to go to jail.
What if it's a white-collar jail?
Like you can get bailed out, like when I bailed you out.
I'm okay. First of all, you didn't bail me out.
Whoa, we gotta...
But thanks for picking me up. But no, really though.
Story that you want to share on the podcast, my guy?
So he gave me a ride this one time. He's just being silly, making a joke.
You were actually coming out of jail though?
This one time. All
right, we're not gonna go too deep into it, but
put it this way.
We can talk about this off camera.
Put it this way, it's not on my record.
Okay, expunged.
I didn't even have to do much. I was wrongfully accused.
Oh, okay, got you.
They call me the finesse king.
The finesse king.
Cops can't even mess with me. Shout out to all my cop homies though and family, but yeah, I know what I'm doing. Okay. I know how to operate.
You know somebody that knows somebody.
That too.
Okay. That too. Fair enough.
Yeah, as far as the question, I could be a white collar jail, blue collar jail.
Maximum, level 5 maximum.
All that. The way my personality is, it's nothing to do. The biggest thing is just my personality. I can't just be like, following orders, and I'm not really good with like rules and people trying to tell me what to do.
So I've noticed.
I really appreciate and exhaust my freedom.
You struggle with authority, kind of.
I struggle with authority very much.
That's a good point.
I very much. Yeah, I like to question authority.
Yeah.
Actually.
Okay. I agree with that.
Why do you feel you question authority?
And also, do you really?
Yeah.
Well, also, a year of my life, like I said, no big deal.
What about you, Fig?
It's just a year.
It would depend on, like, if I know I'm living above 70, above 80, then I would just shave off that year of my life. But if I'm, like, God forbid, my life is only supposed to go to, like, 45, 50, like, if it's that short.
Good point.
I'll do that. I'll do that year bid. I mean, as long as it's not in the maximum 5, you know what I mean?
That's a very good point.
I think it also depends what year.
What do you mean?
Of your life. Like, if it was a...
Oh,
so, like, if it was a basic year, you know, like, if it was, like, you really did nothing in that year, like, there was nothing would happen, then, yeah, I'll shave off that year. But if it was, like, a really successful, you made, like, $100,000, you made investments, you met the love of your life, you know, stuff like that, you know, I think that's different. I wouldn't shave off.
Or you don't want to be, you know, 60, 80 years old in jail.
Yeah,
I think people leave you alone if you're that old in jail, though. I think...
No, it's not about other people. It's about me, though. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to be in jail at all, especially when I'm older.
Fair enough.
But if you just obeyed the law, you probably would be no problem, right?
But that's not, you know.
Yeah, it's not related to the question. But no, that's a good point too. That's a good point. Although we don't necessarily like authority, we don't like getting in trouble.
That's a fact.
Yeah, we like to finesse.
Yeah, we stayed in school, you know what I mean? And we pay our taxes. Uncle Sam gets his money on the, you know what I'm saying, the 1st and the 15th. Just like we do. Yep. That's a good one, man.
I think if you ask me, I would what was the question again?
It was
jail
or die a year early.
Oh, yeah, I would pick the shave the 1 year off. For sure.
Without even questioning. How you guys
maybe for the most part at least.
Yeah, for the most yeah.
But it'd be situational. So if it was a bad year, I would choose shaving off the bad. If we could choose which year to shave off, I would do that rather than, get out of free of jail card.
Okay. It depends, but that was a great point, though. I like that perspective.
Yeah, 100%. All right, we got the next one. Cody, you want to get this one? Oh, Wonka, set us off on this one.
All right, so would you rather live until you are 200 but look like you are 200 the whole time? Even though you are
healthy. Reed like Floyd Mayweather.
Well, I didn't come up with this question. I'm just a guess.
And the lights are in the way, too.
Yeah. So, would you rather live until you are 200 but look like you were 200 the whole time, even though you're healthy? Or would you rather look 25 until you are the age of 65 instead?
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing. I don't know why you're laughing. I'm going to go first on this one.
It's not my question.
First of all, it was the question on top that you're supposed to read, but it's all right.
Was it really? You can tell. Worry about it. You can tell I'm the guest, can't you?
100%. We're going to answer this one right here. I personally would. Who wants to live 200 years? 200 years is a long time, bro. 200 years ago from today, we had slaves in this country. You know what I mean? Like my people were enslaved in this country. So who wants to live 200 years? Like. But if you could die at 65 and live 25 your whole life, imagine all the attention you get, bro. In terms of business, women, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's a no-brainer.
That's a good point, but for some reason, I find it to be a tough question.
Right.
Just because, God willing, I hope I live to 65, and I would be grateful for it. But obviously, if I'm healthy and doing okay, feel good, I wouldn't mind living longer. Not necessarily 200.
Yeah.
But my great grandmother's getting up there in the 90s.
Yeah.
And things like that. She still has her driver's license. She still drinks beer. Cool. Everything.
Let me throw you a curveball. So let's say it's 90, right? But you're healthy, but you look like you're 90 your entire life.
See, that's the part. That's the part I was gonna get to. So I wouldn't see there wouldn't be fun. Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily see any value in that. If I had to pick, it's a tough one. Like I said, if I had to pick, I'd rather have quality over quantity for sure.
Okay, Cody the Collector, what you think?
I would definitely be look young up to I'm 65.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the reason is because that's you're going to be in your prime. In your 20s is your prime. So if you look like you're in your prime for 65 years, that's a long prime.
Yeah, and I don't mean to be let's say maybe superficial or anything,
right?
Or bougie, let's say. But at the end of the day, what can you do if you look 200? I don't even know what 200 looks like, first of all. But how can you...
imagine hella wrinkly.
Yeah, like, yeah, you feel good, you're healthy, live a long time. But, I mean, this is a people's world. What can you really do or feel? How can you feel? You know, what would you feel like? Like, I wouldn't feel good, that's for sure.
That's 100%.
Man, that's a very long time. Sure, I would like to live to 200 if everything, you know.
However,
if it can be in my prime until 200, that's a different story.
That's a different story.
You know,
right.
But I would say...
Imagine the crazy stuff you'd see, though. Like, imagine, like, when now we'll know aliens come visit us or something like that.
All that.
Or the crazy technology that we'll have.
Yeah, that's something to look forward to. That's a good point. I could see why someone would want to do it.
Back 200 years ago from today, back in 1820, how they send messages? Like through pigeon carrier? Like you have to write a message?
I think it also depends on your
now
purpose.
You can FaceTime. You can FaceTime and see somebody in India right now. In front of your phone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So imagine 200 years from now.
That's actually, I didn't think about that. That's a very good point.
You know?
So I could
just to see where human evolution can take
see, and that's the point.
See what's going on, But at the same time, I guess it's your purpose, like Cody said, and having fun, being happy. I would say the purpose of life is being happy or being successful, which doesn't always have to do with financials. 100%. So I would simplify it and say being happy, and I think I would be happier personally. Just living to 65 and having a great life, or in this case, looking 25. Instead of just because I feel like it's a people's world. Maybe I'm just a people's person.
People person, right?
But I don't think I would feel very good looking 200 the whole time.
Yeah, Cody.
I mean, it's kind of like hard because it's like if I were to live to 200, it all depends on your purpose. Like if you're just trying to like be with a bunch of girls, if you're just trying to party, trying to live your life, you know,
that gets played out quick though. Then 200 years of that.
Well, no, I'm saying up to 65 because you're looking like you're 25.
Right.
So it depends. Like if that's what your purpose is in life, then absolutely I would pick look till you're 25 for 65. But if your purpose is to like learn, grow, you're with the love of your life, you want to travel, you want to experience new things, stuff like that, then 200 it doesn't matter because it doesn't matter how you look.
Here's the catch. 200 is a very long time. I think I would get bored and I would be like the last man standing from the people I grew up with, family, etc. I mean, of course, I would have younger generations of family, etc. But that's just me speaking. Yeah, that's just me speaking for myself, though.
That's true. Yeah, if all your day ones that you grew up with, they're no longer here, like.
You're just going to have to keep making day ones.
I think I would just get bored.
Yeah.
Living 200 and looking 200.
But then you'll probably be super wealthy because, I mean, if somebody can get wealthy in 10, 15 years, you may be, like, ridiculously rich.
Yeah. I think that I could still get bored even if I was wealthy, though.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I thought you said money can buy you happiness.
I mean, it can.
To an extent.
To an
extent.
I mean, it definitely can.
Oh, really?
I know a lot of people who got a lot of money who
aren't happy.
Who ain't very happy.
Yeah, that's what I was always told as a kid, but I feel a different way about that.
It's like from first-hand experience. Fair enough.
I've been a lot happier since I've been doing very well versus my young adulthood when I was lost, figuring it out on the come up.
But we're still in our young adulthood now, right? So
I would say prime.
Yeah,
or getting to my prime.
Getting to the prime. I feel like that may change the older we get. Like based on your trajectory, when you get to like 45, 50, if we still don't have a wife, we still not, settled down, and we're still like chasing the same thing we're chasing now, that may change. You know what I mean? We may not feel as fulfilled with life because right now we feel fulfilled because we're still in our prime. You know what I'm saying? We're still getting after it. You know what I mean? So no, that's interesting though. That's very interesting.
It's a good one.
Yeah, it is good. So I mean, we got the next one. Would you rather always be 10 minutes late or always be 20 minutes early?
I got to speak up on this one because this one suits me very well.
Yes, because you're always late.
Am I?
Yeah. And
I don't know
I'm
about always, but...
And he's always early, and I'm always like sometimes early, sometimes late.
You're late too.
Depending on the situation.
Yeah, you're late too.
Well, I mean, I'm all about respect and everything. Don't get me wrong. But first of all, I'm not a morning person. Let's start there. So if it's in the morning, it's a little rough sometimes.
Check the box for late right there.
Yeah.
Right.
So, you're saying 10 minutes late. I don't consider 10 minutes late a big deal for anything.
Okay.
Day, whatever.
Job interview.
Like if someone's not...
You're 10 minutes late.
Job interview, that's a different story.
But
at least, I would, at any rate, regardless of what I'm doing, I would much rather be ready than not ready. And overcome being late, but I feel like 9 times out of 10, being 10 minutes late is just simply not a big deal. And if whatever the occasion or person that is associated with that, if they're not flexible enough to understand, then that sounds like a personal problem to me, whether it's a job or not, or a person,
it
or a
definitely
date.
depends. Yeah, you're right about that. It depends on the occasion, because I like being late to like social events, like parties, bars, clubs, like birthday dinners or whatever.
For me though, it's not even about like wanting to be late. It's just boils down to when I am late, it's because I need a little bit more time. Because whether it's an extra 10 minutes, in this case we're talking about 10 minutes or 20 minutes, but whether it's an extra 10 minutes of sleep or an extra 10 minutes of getting ready, 10 minutes can go a long way. For me, it can make the difference between having a great day or a great event or a horrible event based on how I feel.
That's a good point. Yeah. Okay.
What about you,
Cody? I'm always early, so I got to go with the 20 minutes early, only because. So the reason and my understanding as to why I like to be early, like say I'm going to an event or a job interview or wherever, I like getting there, pulling up, parking, and then I can just like get my mind prepared for what I'm about to go into. Even if it's a party, like I like to get in my car early, get myself together, mentally prepare myself. What am I? Okay, how's this event's gonna be? Whatever the case.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I'm all the way with that. But my thing is, I guess maybe when I think of being late, since maybe it's because I'm sometimes late at things, but
sometimes,
but I'm thinking about whenever I am late, and whenever I am late, it's typically the morning or early in the day.
Okay.
Or maybe sometimes I procrastinate or whatever.
Right.
But I definitely would rather be early, but realistically in my life, the way this question kind of suits me.
Yeah.
Realistically, I'd rather be 10 minutes late if I'm going to be like way more ready and comfortable and ready for my day or whatever.
Okay.
Because I'm comparing it to being 20 minutes early. That's the thing. I'm comparing it to be 20 minutes early, but not feeling good, not being ready, etc. So like that's the way I'm differentiating those two.
I see. So you're saying you'd rather be 10 minutes late, but totally prepared and mentally, prepared and for the event you're going to, rather than being 20 minutes early, but you're not as prepared. You're not optimized for the event you're going to.
Yeah, and that's specifically the point I guess I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Yeah, that's the way I can apply that question to my personal self. But of course, I'd rather be early. I mean, that's obvious.
Yeah. Okay. What about you, Cody?
I would pick 20 minutes early because I can always that extra 10 minutes that I would so-called be late, I can just take care of that 10 minutes since I'm getting there 20 minutes early. If I'm getting there 20 minutes early, I could just, that extra 10 minutes, I can just do that in the car or do that before I get there. Like, if you show up to an interview, 20 minutes early, you still have time. You can still do your hair. You can still prep, But if you show up 10 minutes late, you already didn't get the job. If you have a basketball game you're going to show up to, you show up 10 minutes late, it's already 10 minutes into the game. But if you show up 20 minutes early, you can still mentally get ready, still mentally do all that stuff.
Right.
Now, if it goes to a party and you're getting there 20 minutes early, you can still hit up your friends. So you can still prepare yourself being there early.
Yeah, I was going to say that I wasn't trying to interrupt, but I love his points as well. Both of your points are well said. But basically what comes to mind for me is, routine. I got like this little Wonka Brody program. Okay. And oftentimes it has to be at home.
That's
what
true.
I mean?
I was going to raise that question.
So
with
it
Cody
throws
too.
off my whole momentum and things like that.
Yeah, like sometimes when you're late, when we're about to go film the podcast, you'll say, oh, I just wanted that extra 10 minutes of sleep. Yeah, but if you apply this, you can just get up real quick, come early, and then sleep in the car. But it doesn't always work out that way.
So that's that's exactly it. And the thing is he actually made an interesting point, Cody, with the difference in time, because it's not 10 minutes. So I do like that point because 20 minutes at the end of the day, time is time, and that's extra time.
It's a college degree.
That's a fact.
Yeah, I guess so. Is that what it is?
Matador Nation,
I probably could have. Saw it that way in like elementary, but common sense, I guess, not so common.
It ain't common at all.
Exactly.
Not at all. All right, man. Well, we got one last one. We'll get this going. We have, would you rather have one real get out of jail free card, like in Monopoly, or a key that opens any door?
Ooh, Wonka Brody, what you got?
I'll be last on this one if you don't mind.
Okay. Oh, he said I'm trying to end strong. Okay.
End the game strong. I would This is tough. Both can be used for what I'm about to say, either answer. But I would go with one real get out of jail free card, and the reason being, if of course I don't plan on committing crimes or anything like that, but if you find yourself in a very sticky situation, you always want that like insurance policy to get out of it. It would be fun to be able to open any door, but I don't see what I would apply that to. You know what I mean? I don't really see how functional that can be unless I forgot my cards and my key and I have that key. I can get into my own car. Right. You know what I mean? But maybe y'all have more applicable.
What do you think, Cody?
Resources for that.
You know, it's like I want to give a definitive answer, but it's like it's almost like it depends type of thing also, you know? Because it's like, okay, if you have a key that opens up every door, what's your purpose? Are you looking to steal like cars? Are you looking to steal goods out of people's houses? You know, what's your purpose?
You can walk into a bank.
And literally just take everything out, you know? So it's like, or, you know, if you think your girl's cheating on you, you know, you may, you know, have a key. But a get out of free jail card, I feel like most people don't intentionally plan on going to jail unless like you're killing somebody, you're going to kill somebody, you know something, you're going to do something unintentional.
Right. Okay.
But I feel like the get out of free jail card would be pretty solid because that may also affect your job. Like if you go in jail, like let's say you were going 100 miles an hour, you know, and you're going to go to jail, you may lose your job. You know, let's say, you know, you may accidentally, you know, hit somebody and kill them in a crosswalk. That's manslaughter. You may go to jail. But if that's expunged off your record, that doesn't happen. Accidents like that, you could go to jail and stuff like that. But with the key, it's like you said, what are you really going to unlock?
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, Wonka, take us home on this.
Yeah, for sure, man. So, based on like the exact question, I definitely would rather get that jail card. And like Shafique said, you know, don't plan on messing with the law too much.
Yeah.
And go to jail, do anything serious like that.
Right.
So I definitely would rather have the jail insurance card. However, if it depends, you know, every question depends if we implement a little bit more into the question. Now, if I was invisible or something like that, that's the only thing that comes to mind at the moment. Haven't put too much thought into it. But
invisible or invincible?
Both. No,
yeah, right.
I said invisible though.
Invisible. Okay.
No, but both. But more so, invisible.
Yeah.
What came to mind because when I think of opening a door, I think of I'm not supposed to open that door, and I think that there's certain things I want to do or achieve or find out. So I would rather. The only thing I can think of right now is if I was invisible or something. To say the least, something like that, then it would make sense to open the door because then I can utilize opening the door where I'm going somewhere I'm not supposed to be, whatever it is I'm looking to achieve.
What if that key was a metaphorical one? You open the doors to your success. I want to apply for the CEO position of Apple. I want to take Tim Cook's position. I'm opening that door.
I didn't even look at it that way. At that rate, I'll definitely open the door. I'll knock on the door.
I'm about to drop this mic. That's a mic drop right there.
Right?
No worries. I'll knock on the door. I'll bust through the door. I'll open the door.
Yeah.
Invincible, invisible, no superpowers. I'm definitely opening that door. That's a good point.
That's a big fact. Come on now. That's good, man. We're gonna end strong on that one.
Mm-hmm.
That was wavy.
Yeah, man. Hey, man. Listen, we appreciate you coming through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Thanks for having me.
We're gonna have more guests moving on in the future.
Hey, I've known Wonka Brody for like 10, 15 years. We got some stories. We got some stories. You know, we've been places. We've done things.
We may film another episode where they dive into their.
Man, hey, some of the things we can't say out loud.
Can't discuss on wax.
Hey, it's my good homie, man. Like we've known each other for a minute. You know,
yes, sir.
Some may even call him my best friend. You know.
There you go, man.
And roommates. You know, we come a long ways. You feel me? So thanks for coming on.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, you're welcome. Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Y'all for tuning in, man. You already know it's the Day and Night Podcast. Like, subscribe, comment, send us some more of these Would You Rathers. A lot of y'all say y'all want to hear this, so send us more. We'll narrow it down to maybe 5 or 6 each one. So we appreciate y'all for sending those in. Once again, we are the Day and Night Podcast, and we are out.
Happy New Year, y'all.
I got a light.
New Year.